Oh, yay, we're live. Do you think they're ready for some stories?
Yeah. Stories are good.
Alrighty, here we go.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Friday, and I have my co-host Jody here with me. Hey, Jody. Are you there?
Now I am. I was about to text you. I couldn't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Now, we are here tonight to read some wonderful stories by Serena Mossgraves. But first, I want to start the show by thanking Raz T. Slasher for giving me the most beautiful intro video. And the intro video to my Epitaph video. They have such beautiful songs, and he found me some pretty cemeteries, and I just want y'all to know that he is an amazing person. And I got an amazing friend with me here tonight. How did you find out about Serena Mossgraves?
Actually, through you, dear. I was enlightened and brought into the fake horror and got to meet Serena Mossgraves, and it's been such a beautiful gift that I was given, and I love everything about her.
I do too. She has such wonderful stories and such wonderful poetry. And
Yes.
tonight, we're going to celebrate her and thank her by reading a couple of her short stories apiece that are our favorites. And hopefully, you guys will enjoy them as much as we do. But we're going to make it easy in case you want to skip through the video to separate the stories. We're going to change the beautiful gardens. This is going to be my garden and her garden. That way you can speed through and find the different stories easier by visual. Because it'll be helpful later. At least I hope it will.
I think it will.
So, how have you read the ones you're reading tonight before?
I have.
What
Recently.
made you choose them?
Mainly because I enjoyed them so much. I mean, if I could, I'd sit and read her whole book, but you know, I just I love everything she writes. So it's just the two that spoke to me today the most, and so that's why I chose them.
Okay. I chose one of them because how I like the it has sort of a one of them I have the ATM one, VTM one. I have never read a story from that particular point of view of a creature like that. And the other one, I'm just a sucker for doll stories. I love all sorts of dolls.
I like that.
So, okay. I'm going to start by reading Doll Dreams, and then we'll talk about what we think about it, and then she will start with her story. Doll Dreams by Serena Mossgraves. The wizard pointed a narrow finger to the large opening in the ancient oak. What you are looking for is inside. I looked at him, uncertain. I wanted to believe him. I really did. All I ever dreamed of could be in there, or it could be the end of me. Either way, I knew I had to decide. I sighed and chose blind faith. Stepping over the gnarled edge of the dark opening, the wood I was made of felt the familiar pull of home. I had not realized that the oak was the same one that I had been carved from. Each step deeper into the tree, I felt stranger and softer. I felt the breath push explosively from me for the first time, the flush rising across my face. Part of me wanted to turn around, terrified by the sudden feelings of exhaustion and the pressure building in my head. Can I even handle being flesh? I started to doubt myself and the huge task before me as the voice started echoing through me. Welcome back, child of the heart. Your wish has been heard. What makes you think that this is the right thing for you? The voice, though incredibly kind, had me shaking. I looked about in hopes of seeing where the dulcet tones came from, to no avail. My response, painfully stuttered, sounded hollow to my ears. Because I want it. I want to grow. I want to feel. Is that so wrong? The last sounded even whinier to me than it probably was. I'd been a little girl's doll for 800 years. I had seen so many children grow. I wanted to be a girl more than I could even explain. The complexity was more than I could say. It was a heartstream since before I had a heart. The oak sighed. The voice rang out through the woods of the oak and rattled my senses. Fair goals, little one, but be aware. Girls age when toys do not. May you not regret the dreams received. I knew that I would never hear that voice again. I had my dream. I was no longer made of oak. So, is it worth it being made of flesh?
That is a question.
Yeah, she posed that question in the story, and I am just unsure.
Correct.
Some days it is one of the most beautiful gifts I've ever been given. Other days, I just want to hide and never be seen again.
No, I feel that deeply. I've had a lot of those days lately, honestly, not wanting to be seen, wish I was in a hidey hole, so to say. Um, but also, in the midst of it all, I've had the beautiful moments that I don't mind being in my flesh.
Hmm.
Um, I guess it's all a matter of perception at the time with what you're handed.
Yes. Are you ready to read?
I am. I am.
I
So
can't wait
I
to hear.
I am going to be reading one of my favorites, which is Campfire Creepy by Serena Mossgraves. Gathered around the campfire, the children begin to tell stories. Patty decided to scare everyone and waited for quiet before saying, Harvey is nearly home. The walls echo this nightly. Not sure who Harvey is, nor why I should care. But for the last week, that has been like clockwork echoing through the house that I just bought. Harvey is nearly home. I should have questioned why the house was so cheap. I paid for what felt like a steal. Could Harvey have owned it before? Harvey is nearly home, always at midnight. Just as I start to believe it's all in my head, I'm not usually the sort taken to over imaginative flights. Still, I have recorded it. The recordings never seem as creepy as the sounds in person. It is nothing on the recording but static. It is so loud in person. Harvey is nearly home. It creeps me out, I tell you. Who is Harvey? And why should I care? But it matters. Others have heard it. Harvey is nearly home. Harvey will be here soon. So much more because others have heard it. I invited a friend. Midnight, a couple of days ago, my friend heard about Harvey and was gone the next morning. Nowhere to be found. They refused to answer their phone for me. I've been calling nonstop, hoping that they will answer. I dread finding their bodies if I am wrong. Harvey is nearly home. Harvey will be here soon. I find I am too afraid to tell anyone else. So if tomorrow I am gone, Harvey came home.
What
So
and who?
I was going to say, have you ever experienced something similar?
No, mine are usually I've played with the ghosts as children. I didn't know they were ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I followed some in my house. Luckily, they were kin and they didn't want to hurt me. Well, it wasn't my house, it was my uncle's, but I don't know what a Harvey is, and I'm not sure if I want to find out.
I'm thinking, the story enthralled me because, I have experienced some paranormal and some really like creep me out. Like it's very relatable for me.
Mhm.
Um, but I would rather not know who Harvey is, and I would like to see tomorrow come. Um, and if my friends found out about Harvey and then I couldn't get a hold of them, I would honestly panic myself, you know.
You know, that's
So
what we should do. Tell about our paranormal experiences on an episode,
I agree.
and,
That would be fun.
and hopefully we can talk her into joining us.
That would be epic. It really would.
Okay. I'm going to read my second and final story of the night. Let me get the right browser because it brings the PDFs up in a separate browser for some reason.
Huh.
Okay, here we go. VPN Madness and Art by Serena Mossgraves. The night was a cloak to keep me hidden from the prying eyes of the city. I needed the anonymity. Anonymity. Okay, that word I'm having trouble with tonight. Tonight, I was hunting not to feed. I was looking for ideas. My clan was not known for creative endeavors, but we did favor uniqueness. I had chosen to be an artist with my canvas made of flesh. Tanning the skins of my chosen took extra time, but it allowed me to be particular in my art. Oil paintings on tan flesh produced some amazing and moving colors. I found the ones who I wanted for feeding were often a poor match for the art. I know what the other kindred in the city thought of my clan, the whispers of insanity, the way we were shunned. I didn't pass for human, something that some no longer can do. I felt sorry for the ones who could not. After all, hunting was hard enough without the disadvantage of appearance to get in the way. I was excited to find a softly rounded brunette sitting at the bus stop. She looked up as I stepped into light, her eyes darting quickly over me. She nodded to me, as if to show she had no fear. I gave her a nervous half smile to reassure her. I've gotten used to how to calm my prey. Being female helps, so many believe that only men are killers. She had a sweetly peppermint scent, and though she was heavily layered in clothing meant to hide her body, she was softly pretty in both build and face. Her heart was racing, and she was studiously watching the road for the bus. I am a patient hunter, and knew that I would be following her for most of the night. Discretion was my friend here. I found myself, as I often did, wishing that I had been blessed with a mind reading abilities. It did seem like a bit of cheating during the hunt, but I couldn't help but envy the intimacy of hearing them think as the blood drained from them. The bus came, and she scrambled quickly to a seat near the middle. I folded myself in the back seat, watching from lower head. I saw her glancing back at me every few seconds. I wonder if she felt the reaper breathing down her neck. I waited, pretending sleep, until she had left the bus. I exited the next stop, knowing that I could easily track her sweet peppermint scent. She exited the bus in a small cul-de-sac. This late, the whole neighborhood was nestled in an uneasy sleep. Her scent led me to an ugly house, green A-frame house. Heavy brocade curtains filled the windows, stilling my ability to peek in and gather information about how the house was laid out. I needed to get her to come out, or to get an invitation for me to come in. Both were easy enough, as I only had to knock. Hypnotic suggestions were a blessing given to most kindred. It is what aided in our hunt. I could have easily taken her at any point of the night. I merely enjoyed the chase, given me a place to work and access to do whatever fun she had helped as well. Tanning the canvas would take the better part of a week. Shelter during the day would be needed, and moving the skin during the tanning should be done as little as possible. Though she was not my preferred food, I detested waste. When I made a new canvas, I always ate the blood and I ground the meat. After skinning, there was several homeless shelters in town. I could donate the ground meat to a different one each time. The only sign I ever left of my presence was the skeleton, only due to not having a use for it. I chose to enter through the rear of the house. The girl's fearful reaction to my knock was expected, and I used my gaze quickly to garner entry. I did not want to draw attention of the other homes. She was in far less clothes than she had been earlier in the evening, a long black t-shirt that proclaimed that bookworms do it better, and a pair of lacy panties hugged her size 14 curves. Without the extra layers, I could easily see that I was right about her being a perfect canvas. I gently asked if she would strip off the shirt, though she was under my thrall. I still preferred to be kind to the prey. I was no longer human, but that didn't mean I should be inhumane. She pulled the hem up and set the shirt on the couch. She had a perfect porcelain skin, no stretch marks or blemishes. I generally use the skin across the back for this, but she had a beautiful belly that would make a small canvas as well. I cleaned up the tub, as it's the only workplace large enough. I was grateful for the light blocking curtains. I could feel the exhaustion that dawn brought. I called my helper, the one who watched me as I sleep. Once he arrived, I was able to end the miserable terror behind the thrall in her eyes. I commanded her into the tub and then kissed her till she was prone. I wanted no struggle that could bruise the flesh. So I slit the throat gently. I hated when the prey suffered. My friend helped me to hang her so the blood could be captured in the tub. As he shooed me off to slumber, once again I felt gratitude for him and his unwavering commitment to me. He was my closest friend before I was reborn. He has been my salvation since. We of the night are vulnerable during the day. I always wake disorientated. There is no commonality to my life. I have no permanent location as my home. That meant a few moments of true fear each night. Routine helped. Feed first. My friend added the anticoagulant after I went to sleep, so the tub was cold but still nicely fluid. I have grown rather to like the flavor of room temperature food with the spice of anticoagulant added in. Then to crafting simple cuts, keeping the flesh as blemish free as possible. I prefer square canvas when I can. The back always is the best for this, easiest to spread across the pretty wooden frame. Tanning the skin is a tiresome action and lots of stretching, lots of working the fluids in to keep it soft and pliable. Different people use different fluids. Personally, I use the brain. Properly diluted, of course, lots of work, but the art produced is so very worth it. My assistant now lives with no wants as he is able to gather from my food, and he is the one who sells my art for me. After I create, I am no longer interested in it. I make my own paint, much as the masters of art did during the Dark Ages. Much as the one that gave me my second birth had done. The city is mine, and I choose to use it to create. Hi.
I really enjoyed that.
So, have you read about any creatures like that before?
Not in depth like that. Besides, from Serena, I really like the way like how detailed it was. I could see it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I love
She's
that.
very good at that.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm not sure which type of creature she is. I just know that it's a very beautiful, descriptive horror story that is like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we are going to have a short ad break because we like to pay the bills. See you in about 3 minutes.
Greetings and shabibans. We are the Retro Reductibus Cephala Podcast, a long-form bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
Well, that sounds good, but I don't know what all those words mean.
I think what Parasite Steve's trying to say is that on Retro Redoctopus, we explore a range of retro goodness, from toys, video games, and movies, to cartoons, and even snacks and school lunches.
Oh.
And we do it all with a positive spin, a slew of killer guests, and some very adult language.
And you know what else is cool?
No.
This crazy show is part of the Door King Podcast Network with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
What's that?
And if waiting 2 weeks for a new episode gives you a sad, know that we drop bonus episodes all the time, like the off-format Crow's Nest and an interview series we call The Brig.
You can listen to Retro Octopus on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any app that's cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all the things that make growing up awesome.
Hello, and welcome back. I totally agree. It is so easy to immerse yourself in a Serena story. She just makes it so vivid, like you're actually there.
Yes. And I think that's the wonderful part of her writings that I love the most. You know, how she's able to connect all that and just make you go all in, you know?
Oh yeah. Hiding. That's one of the things I've loved. Hiding in her poetry, hiding in her worlds, or going back and to re-listen to her reading to us. That's always wonderful too.
Mm-hmm. And I love how you can tell she pours every ounce of passion about her writings into her writings.
Yes. That She is definitely full of passion. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely agree. So, my dear, are you ready for your last story of the night?
I am. So, my second and last story tonight is going to be Dreams Become Nightmares by Serena Mossgraves. James woke to hearing his wife singing a sweet lullaby to their daughter. He couldn't help thinking that usually Laura was too busy to take the time. He marveled at the beautiful alto she had. Quietly, he slipped from their bed. He wanted to see the moment without disturbing it. The lullaby she had chosen, not one he had ever heard before. Incredibly sweet, it spoke about the fairies taking away an abused child. It spoke of love and gentleness. Whisking the child to safety, the fairies could keep her safe. Sleep softly, little one. Sleep until the morning comes. Sweet baby, worry none. Tatiana, the fairy queen here does come. Child forgotten, child living life so hard. The fairies will protect you from here on. Sleep softly, little one. Sleep until the morning comes. From here until your life is done, Tatiana's care will keep you young. The baby's room was closer to the stairs. He kept the house spotless so the floor was soft on his feet as he padded across to the open door of their daughter's room. Caleb was not quite 6 months old. His job was able to be worked from home, so he was here all of the time. Laura worked for a busy firm and was gone more than not. James was grateful to find the door cracked so that he could see in. The house had been Laura's dream, the baby his. At one point, he had thought that they could share the dreams. Minor fighting in the last 6 months had occurred as Laura accused him of loving Kayla more than her. James mostly wrote it off as frustration from work and exhaustion. So to hear Laura singing a lullaby was so sweet and a relief that he really did not want to disturb it. He could hear Kayla gently cooing her in her mother's arms. He peeked in shyly, revealing the beautiful long brown hair of his wife as she was sitting in the rocking chair. The chair had been in her family since the Revolutionary War. Honestly, it creeped him out. Laura loved it. Said that she felt loved when she sat in it. Laura claimed that the women in her family had always loved their babies there. He worried sometimes that Laura did not love Kayla. To hear her sing such a lovely song warmed his heart a bit. He wanted to clear the air. He wished he knew how to undo the arguments. Just as James considered going in to talk to Laura, there was a knock at the front door. Not wanting the moment to be disturbed, he hurried down to answer the door. He opened it to find 3 men, 2 in police uniform and 1 in a suit. They started telling him how sorry they were for his loss and how Laura had died in an accident that morning. He denied their condolences. It couldn't be true. She was singing in the nursery. The lead policeman, the man in the suit, told him it had been verified that the facts did not lie. Time stopped. James could no longer hear the singing. He knew that he had to check. James turned and ran back to the nursery, only to find it empty.
The first time I read that one, I cried.
Yeah.
That is a nightmare I never want to have.
No, total agreement there. I can relate to that, and that's kind of why I wanted to read it. I was younger when my father passed, and I'm a firm believer when there's immediate unfinished business before they cross or wherever they reside till they're ready to cross. They come to you. And it was roughly 3 in the morning. And my father came to say goodbye. And I couldn't believe he was gone because it was so intensely real. It wasn't like a lucid dream. Like he was there. And the story, like, somehow got me to tap into that memory.
Mine had been when I was 17. And due to how many brain surgeries he had,
Mm-hmm.
the last seizure was his last anything.
Right.
So anyway, before I start crying, so what if you could talk readers into reading more of Serena stuff, what would you say?
I would just say that if you want completely relatable, immersive readings, definitely recommend Serena. Um, and like me, I hadn't thought about that moment for a while, and rereading that again got me to tap into, a very intimate moment of my childhood. And I'm actually holding back tears, not only with the story and how relatable it is, but, what it brought up for me. And if anybody's looking to really have something they can relate to, highly, highly recommend Serena Musgraves.
Yes, with the poetry. Oh my gosh. One of them, I just sat there like the whole entire time I was reading. I'm like, yes, that describes it. Oh my God, I feel that. I feel that deep in my soul. And
Yes,
then her stories are you just lose yourself in them. You just immerse yourself. Even on the ones that are like a page and a half, it's like, it's ended.
I know.
Why?
Like you want more.
Yeah. So I believe this episode we're going to end it before I tell you about the books you need to check out with, please check out Serena Mossgraves on the YouTube. We're going to give the show a proper title and what stories we read, because I don't think either of us knew what we were reading yet before we started. A lot of this entire show was on the fly. Luckily, Canva made making a title uh, thumbnail like easy. So, okay, first, right now on Fractured Mind Publishing page, I have shared it to all our book pages, all our author pages. You can find the link to the Kickstarter, and you can find amazing authors, great stories. Even my nursey mother-in-law is like, oh, yes, this is such a great book. So definitely, I love the book. I love the authors. They are amazing. We just did a live show on Sunday where you can hear snippets from the story by Carrie and Raz. So please go check it out because you need one of these, or you need they have a paperback version and a cloth hardback version. And next we have a anthology out, Owlite Menagerie. Great authors. I'm in it. I have other friends in it: Raz, Steven Sampson, Carrie, James, Ron, a lot of our favorite friends who read are in it. And all of the proceeds go to the Pro Literacy Foundation for the first year. So buy the story, get a great book, and help us help others with learning how to read and gain the success they deserve. And I would like to thank you, Jody, for being here. Where do you want people to find you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And if anybody would like, you can always find me on Facebook under Jody May. You can find me at Nail the Rainbow, which is a private group where we do a lot of fun things. You can find me at Jody's Odyssey Corner very soon. We are revamping. TikTok, Rebel Angel 66, and Instagram's same handle.
That is awesome. And you can find me here at the Owlite Network, and you can find me at Faypor. You can find me at Friday with the Library in the Blue Box, and you can find me at my author page, Jennifer Elliott. And hopefully you can see my journey as I become a better author. And hopefully like my ghost stories. Thank you all for being here. And I hope you all have an amazing night and you all go check out Serena Mossgraves stories.